Egypt is a land blessed with plentiful plants and wildlife, making it an excellent place to settle your wandering tribe of hunters and gatherers. Even though your people have primitive technology and rely on stone tools, they are skilled hunters. Establish a small village on this Nile Delta island and grow your tribe to 7 people. The hunt is a success and your tribe grows. You and your people will raise many sons and daughters in this land. For generations, the rich hunting lands along the Nile have provided for your people. Now a series of droughts have withered the size of the herds and forced your kin to forage for new food sources. Fortunately, the banks of the Nile teem with fruits and edible plants. Hunting bands have returned from the east with berries, dates, and leeks. Find these forage sites and collect food for your growing tribe. Once you have enough food, settle in this rich area by constructing a granary, storage pit, and dock. Though the desert sands have encroached on the grasslands, the banks of the Nile still provide for your people. Your tribe no longer wanders after the herds, but has begun to build a home here on the river. As your hunters venture out, they begin to encounter other cultures to the west, along the Mediterranean coast. You have sent parties of explorers to search the borderlands to learn about these people whom you call Libyans. According to legends, there are sacred sites nearby. These can be recognized by the shape of a white horse etched into the ground. Find the 5 discoveries before the encroaching Libyans do. Your band of explorers has discovered the sacred sites and pushed back the invaders from the west. You do not believe this is the last you will see of these Libyans, however. Exploration and contact with other cultures have brought new ideas to Egypt. Your people are learning new skills, including technologies for fishing and more complex stone tools. Advance your culture to the tool age to gain access to these skills and new capabilities. Your people have mastered the techniques of making improved stone tools and have entered a new age of development which will be called the Neolithic period. With these new technologies, your people thrive and gain an advantage on the other groups around them. New technologies have allowed your tribe to grow, but have also brought conflict. The spread of the Sahara's sands has forced neighboring tribes to migrate into your lands to seize control of your foraging sites and defensive positions. Raiding parties from Upper Egypt have come down the river. Intercept and destroy these invaders before they infiltrate your villages and steal your food supplies. Your people have repelled the raiders and are safe for now. Your successes and the threats of powerful neighbors have encouraged smaller nearby tribes to join you for safety. They offer food and their wealth in exchange for your protection. You have begun to lay the first foundations for a new concept called kingship. The future of Egypt is about to change. The great pharaoh Narmer seeks to unite the upper and lower kingdoms into a unified Egypt. Using the wealth brought from farming along the Nile's banks, he will finally be able to defeat his rivals. Take control of the villages along the river and build a surplus of 800 food to feed your people and Narmer's warriors. In addition, take control of the ancient stone circle of Nabta Playa, found in the desert to the west. Controlling this ancient ruin will demonstrate Narmer's power to his opponents. Be wary of nearby peoples, however. You need not destroy them, but know that they will attempt to undermine Narmer's goal of uniting Egypt. The gods have blessed our great pharaoh Narmer and united our people. Egypt is destined to become the greatest civilization ever seen. The pharaoh has promised you a spot on the carved stone tablet commissioned to honor his victory. For obvious reasons, your image will not be as big as his. The reputation of a united Egypt is spreading to all corners of the world, and trade has vastly increased your people's wealth. With this prosperity, the pharaoh Djoser has decided that a mere mastaba, a simple mud tomb, will not be enough to serve him in the afterlife. Instead, he has ordered the architect Imhotep to design a stepped pyramid that will be visible from miles away. Such a large project will require great resources. You have been ordered to go to the north and set up a trade post to collect the gold for the pyramid. At the same time, you must venture into the desert and find a quarry to supply stone for the construction. Your trading partners, the Minoans, Canaanites, and Libyans, could become jealous of Egypt's success and might even cease trade and attack your people. In case our diplomats fail to keep the peace, you must defend your trade ships. The pharaoh is entrusting you with the success of this project. With the supplies you gathered, the first pyramid of Egypt is built in honor of Pharaoh Djoser. People from far and wide are in awe of this achievement, and Egypt's fame grows. Djoser's successor already has plans to build an even larger pyramid. In time, these structures will dot the land of Egypt and last in eternity, guiding the pharaohs into the next life. Egyptian culture is flourishing and the population is growing. In order to provide for the administration of the kingdom and serve the gods, new professions have been established. Scribes and priests help the pharaoh in his dealings with the military, the people, and the gods. These new specialists have quickly gained prominence and become vital to Egyptian civilization. In the north, west of the Nile Delta, scouts report Libyan raiding parties are approaching one of Egypt's most sacred cities, Heliopolis, built to honor the sun god Ra. As the lector priest of the city's main temple and army scribe of the pharaoh, you are commanded to stop these raiders at all costs. The priests in the city have offered their services to support the army. However, you must be wary of the Libyans who bring a siege engine with them to demolish the city's walls. This machine could be useful for our own armies, so instead of destroying it, The pharaoh has ordered you to capture this stone thrower and bring it to the town center at Heliopolis. You have saved Heliopolis from the Libyan marauders, and the gods are pleased. The pharaoh is grateful and has promised to fund the creation of a statue resembling your visage. It is an honor not usually bestowed upon someone other than the pharaoh himself. For centuries, the Nubians of the south have attacked and pillaged our cities in Upper Egypt. Pharaoh Senusret III is determined to deal with them for good. His plan is to subdue Lower Nubia by building forts along the Nile River all the way to the Fourth Cataract. To the south of your position, there is an island on the Nile, which would be an ideal location for such a fort. Explore the island, clear it of enemies, and build a town center and 2 sentry towers there. But remember to be wary of Nubian raiders coming down the river. Risking their lives, your builders managed to construct the fort on the Nile River island. It is only one of many forts, but it is certainly the most important as it controls access to the river itself. Your stalwart soldiers man the fortifications, and thus the Nubians have given up on their attempts to raid Egypt. You do not believe the Nubians will be stopped permanently, but your actions have brought peace for the time being. The forts along the Nile have brought peace to the south, but the Libyans have once again become a problem. They have been raiding the coasts and intercepting trade ships bringing goods from other lands to Egypt. Recently, they captured an important ship belonging to the pharaoh himself and carried off a treasured artifact sent to him by the kings of Canaan. Build a naval base in this area of the coast and attack the Libyan raiders in the Nile Delta. Recover the stolen artifact and return it to your town center. The Libyan raiders are defeated and their ships burned. It is unlikely that this will be the end of them, however. As long as the trade between Egypt and her neighbors prospers, there will always be those wanting to steal our wealth. Our people have endured many dark nights, but finally Egypt awakens to the dawn of a new era. The pharaohs have driven out the foreign invaders and secured Egypt's borders. The reigning pharaoh, Queen Hatshepsut, promises to be one of the greatest rulers of this land. She has already extended the temple complexes at Karnak and Luxor, but her ambition knows no bounds. She plans to construct an even larger temple called Jesa Jeseru, the Holy of Holies, and has given you the opportunity to oversee its construction. Gathering all the resources for such a monument may prove difficult because of our troubled relations with the Canaanites, but we can still rely on the Minoans of Crete for help. This task will be difficult, but Hatshepsut wishes you the best of luck and the blessings of the gods. Queen Hatshepsut's temple is one of the most unique and memorable monuments ever constructed. It is a sign of our greatness and renewed hegemony over the Nile region. Hatshepsut has invited you to accompany her on her expedition to the faraway land of Punt. This is a great honor, only bestowed upon those closest to the queen. Egypt is thriving under the rule of her new pharaohs, but it is time to look outward. Pharaoh Thutmose III is expanding the army and intends to use it to invade Canaan. For centuries, that land has been within the Egyptian sphere of influence, but now it must be added to the empire once and for all. The Canaanites think they can resist Egypt and have formed an alliance led by the kings of Kadesh and Megiddo. They are gathering a vast army, but the gods favor us. Commander, the pharaoh entrusts you with the first attacking division. Do not disappoint the pharaoh as he is watching your every move. It is a glorious day for Pharaoh Thutmose III. All of Canaan has been added to the empire and Egypt has reached its greatest territorial extent. The scribes will write of this day and your exploits will be read for eternity. The pharaoh will need your services again, however. These conquests have brought Egypt face to face with another empire which contests Egypt's claims to these lands. Prepare your battle chariot as you may soon find yourself at war with the Hittites.